up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is your review for Belle Collective Season 1 Reunion Part 1. So, y'all know how reunions go. We got to recap and talk about what the show was about and what they ladies were doing and not doing. And so, we start with how you guys being received. Now that the show is out, how how things were going, how you guys received. And what we find out is that Marie got a lot of hate. Surprise, surprise. Letitia said that she's been getting a lot of love outside of Jackson. She said that, the love inside of Jackson, not so much. But she's heard from a lot of real estate developers. She's heard from a lot of realtors and people who want to invest in her vision for Fair Street. And so I think that could be a great thing, especially for a season 2, considering how season 1 ended with her not being able to get that done. If it is a sincere situation and not just an excuse for a storyline, I think that will be great moving into season 2, seeing her meet with these people, see what they can do and not do, see if they can cut through some of this red tape. These are people who are seasoned, who do this, who know the ins and the outs and the ups and the downs, and maybe we can see how that can progress. I think that's a great thing. Now, Marie was saying how things weren't so great for her, that people came for her and they came for her in a really bad way. I'm going to say this, Marie, you have no self-reflection. Because she spent a lot of time blaming other people about bloggers coming for her and going after her, and it affected her business, it affected her people who worked for her, it affected her family. And Egypt, who I think Egypt did a really good job hosting this. Shouts out to you, Miss Egypt. Egypt said, well, let's be clear. Like, you knew you were going on a reality show, and that's what happens. Like, people are going to look into your past. People are going to come for your past. And then they somehow twisted this around on Letitia. So, what seems like happened, not Letitia, Latrice. What seems like happened is that there was a blogger who came after Marie really bad. For a minute, I thought they was talking about my boy Scotty by Nature, because Scotty by Nature is from Jackson, and him and Latrice know each other. And I said, well, I don't remember Scotty doing nothing that the rest of us wasn't doing, but it doesn't seem like it was Scotty. It was another blogger. And yes, it's a blogger that Latrice said, listen, I know through a friend of a friend. She said, listen, it's Jackson. Everybody knows everybody. It's not even 6 degrees of separation. And so do I know who this person is? Yes. Did this person reach out to me? Was there some sort of contact? Yes. But it wasn't initiated by me, nor did I tell any secrets. Because Letitia was saying how she felt betrayed because some things that she had shared with Latrice ended up in this blog. Now, she said that she said that in the beginning, she didn't believe that Latrice was the one who exposed it. However, she now believes that Latrice was guilty. Latrice said, listen, it won't me. But what we do find out is that it was Kaylin, who, by the way, her name is not Kaylon, it's Kaylin. I don't give a damn. It was Kaylin. I'm going to get back to that later. I'm just leave that right there, though. It was Kaylin. Now, Marie is convinced that it was Latrice. And she got Letitia convinced that it was Latrice. We're going to get back to it. Listen, we're going to get back to that. But that was the gist of what I got from that whole situation with the whole blogger. But we're going to get back to it because Egypt had to circle back around to it. Because then they started talking about that damn hair again. Whew, I'm so sick of the hair. Now, we started off talking about Dr. Simone and her story. We find out that, yes, the dental practice is open. So congratulations to you, Dr. Simone. I know it was hard. I know it was a lot to it. She said that she has moved forward with her program for people who want to go into dentistry, working with the HBCUs in the area, that program has moved forward. So again, I say congratulations. Again, this is something that I have been consistent with throughout this season. And it's really the reason why I stuck with the show. Because in the midst of the drama, I saw the positivity. I saw the other side of it, which is not always clear on some of these other reality shows. A lot of them start with the good intention and then they go left. All right, let me say this real quick. Y'all know I don't do a whole lot with the fashions. I really don't. That's just not my forte. Y'all know it ain't. But I will say this. I I didn't see any of them standing up, so I can only give you what I saw from the sit down position. From the sit down position, as much as I hate to say it, I think my favorite outfit was Marie's. From a sit down position. Second favorite I would probably have to say was Dr. Simone's. Least favorite would probably be Latrice's. Latrice, it looked like it was too big. And she kept adjusting it throughout the show, which tells me that it was too big. Or that she was uncomfortable in it. So that's just me. Anyway, moving on. Tambra's was okay. It was okay. So anyway, come back around. Dr. Simone. So then they got into the interracial thing. And she said something that I absolutely hate when I hear people say it. Well, yes, me and my husband were in an interracial relationship, but we didn't even see it like that. Like, I didn't even so much consider it interracial, but it was, and it is. And you can't pretend like it's not. And like Egypt said, so y'all had concerns about, or you had concerns about having a biracial child, knowing full on well that you were marrying a white man, and the expectation is children. And she said, well, I didn't want my child to have to choose. And Egypt said, unfortunately, society sort of does it for them. Like, here's the thing. It is not society's job to teach your child their identity. That's something done in the home that they carry with them outside. You can have a biracial child and have as much respect and reverence for the black side as they have for the white side. That is something that people criticize Tiger Woods about, and I always understood where Tiger Woods was coming from. He said, listen, I grew up with both of my parents, and I grew up with a sense of love and respect for both cultures. So yes, to the outside world, I am seen as a black man. That is the label that they put on me. But for myself, I see myself as a combination of both of those cultures, and he called themselves Kablasian. Now, people made fun of it, we made jokes about it, and he learned along the way that the world don't see you as that. But I understand where his mindset was coming from. And the reality is, when you have biracial children, that is part of the responsibility. But here's my issue. My issue is, and I feel like this is where Egypt was going, but why are you acting like you didn't understand that this was going to be a concern or issue before it became a concern or issue? Why are we acting like this is brand new? And I don't feel like Simone had a really good answer. Not that she owes me an explanation, but I don't feel like she had a really good answer. And at the end of the day, I really think it boiled down to they had bigger issues. And it was, it's one of those things where somebody says, why are you divorcing your husband? Because he never put the toilet seat down. Okay. That might be something that irritated you. That might have been an issue. That might be the cause of a lot of arguments. But that is not the reason why you're divorcing your husband, right? So why are you and your husband getting a divorce? Because I didn't want to have biracial children. But you knew your husband was white when you married him. So I don't feel like that's why y'all got divorced. I feel like there were other issues, and that was the easiest one to point to. That was the scapegoat, I guess, for lack of a better word. That's my opinion. That's my 2 cents. And nobody asked for it, but that's what you got. Now, so that's that. Asked about her friend that she had met in Ghana. She said, listen, he was a good distraction. He let me know that I still had my mojo, that men would still find me desirable, that men would still want to date me. It helped me get my confidence back up. I feel like that was a nice way of her telling us that they ain't together no more. What y'all think? I feel like that's what she said in a really nice way. Okay? Okay. Then let's go on and get Tambra out the way before we get to the rest of these ladies. Tambra and old boy seem like they are still together. They're still dating. They've been together for like 16 years. And she said, listen, we dated all through college. So I wanted to get married. When I wanted to get married, he wasn't ready to get married. So I went into my career. And then when he was ready to get married and get settled down, I was focused on my career at that point. So it's not that I had such a one-track mind and I did my career and then I woke up one day and was like, oh shoot, I want to be married. No, I wanted to be married. He wasn't ready. And she said that they have moved forward with the process, that her eggs are now embryos. So he has fertilized her eggs. So at this point, Lord willing, she said, I think she said they have 4 or 5 embryos. So Lord willing, at least one of those survive. They're going to be parents. They're going to co-parent. And from what I picked up from what Tamra was saying was, listen, somewhere along the way, we're dating. Things are good. I'm open to being with this man. I'm open to marrying this man. And it's not off the table. She was being a little vague, but I don't feel like it was vague because there's nothing there. I feel like it was vague because I just ain't trying to get too deep into it, right? She is still open to finding more TV jobs. And Egypt said, well, you may have to move for that. And she was like, I'm open to that. I'm ready. I'm fine with moving. Now, I don't know if he is, but she fine with it. Okay. So that's that. We're gonna went on and got them out the way. Now let's get back around to Marie and this hair situation. I feel like next episode we're gonna do more on Latrice's situation from the previews. So we didn't really dig too deep into Letitia, excuse me. We didn't dig too deep into Letitia's situation, and we didn't dig too deep into Latrice's situation. But we did talk about this damn hair. Now, Marie, when you told your version of events, not only is it not realistic, your version of events, it didn't even make sense. For example, you said Latrice showed up with her entourage. She did not show up with her entourage. She showed up with a friend who was also a cast member. It's not like she brought extra people, okay? Her and Dr. Simone showed up. I mean, I keep wanting to call that woman Simone. Antoinette. I've been doing it all season. Her and Simone showed up together because they were filming. So there is no entourage there. 2, you said that they had been, because Egypt said, well, was there a way you could have pulled her aside and maybe not embarrassed her in front of everybody, in front of a table full of people? She said, well, they were talking about me. They talked about my dress. Bitch, everybody was talking about that dress. That Southern Belle, Gone with the Wind, Scarlett O'Hara knockoff shit you had on. They should have talked about you. Okay? Now don't act like what you did to her was the equivalent of what they did to you. At the most, what they did to you was a little catty and maybe embarrassing. But what you did to her was you tried to come for her brand, come for her business on national TV. That is what you did to her. There is no equivalent to that. She said that she suspected that the person who did her wig did a bait and switch, and so she was simply just asking Latrice, is this your hair? Okay, even if that scene was edited, the rest of that still don't hold true. I do feel like that scene was a little chopped and screwed, so I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt on that part of it, Marie, because I do feel like that scene was a little chopped and screwed and what have you. However, what we found out was that Latrice, once she looked at the hair, said, this is not my hair because my hair doesn't have any color in it. It is virgin hair. There is no coloring to it. And the wig you had coloring to it. So no, it wasn't my hair. 2, she, to end the argument, to just move the fuck on, gave you some hair. She replaced the hair. Then we saw a never before aired scene where Letitia is trying to get y'all to come to some sort of middle ground and some sort of truth, and you start attacking her again. So even if the scene at the brunch had been chopped and screwed and it wasn't a accurate reflection, we then saw where you came for her again. Girl, for real, we doing all this over that hair though? Which brings me back to the final episode where the woman apologized. Well, Latrice apologized to you, and I still don't feel like Latrice owed you an apology, Miss Marie. But anyway, so then we found out after all of this, Marie was a cosmetologist at one time. So you ain't know that was the same hair? Or was it the same hair? You ain't know? Okay. All right. Then she said, and here's the craziest logic in the world. Well, if you didn't believe that I had bought your hair, why would you replace it? Girl, because she was trying to end the damn argument. That's like if somebody arguing with you that you owe them $20 and you don't remember loaning that person. I mean, you don't remember borrowing $20. You don't remember them paying for dinner. You don't remember them buying, picking up your groceries down to the Target. You don't remember in no way, shape, or form any scenario that would dictate that person that you owe that person $20. But you know what? You are convinced that I owe you $20 and we are friends and I am not going to sit here and fall out with you over no damn $20. Maybe I did forget. So you know what? Just to end this argument, here go your damn $20. Matter of fact, here go 25 so we'll never have to speak of this again, okay? I feel like it was that sort of thing. And Marie, you're taking that and you're twisting it around. In the midst of this, the two of them got to going back and forth, arguing, to the point where Egypt kept asking them to chill out. Egypt kept asking them to stop. She kept asking them to stop. She kept asking them to stop. She kept asking them to stop. And they wouldn't stop. She finally got up and walked off set to the point where Carlos, executive producer, had to come on set and be like, listen, what you will do is respect the host. If she asks y'all to stop arguing, I need both of y'all to be mature enough and stop fucking arguing. Now, I feel like that whole scene was a bit dramatic because, come on, Egypt. But I understood her point. And again, things are edited. So who knows how long they ass was arguing because what we saw went on longer than it should have. Especially when you have two adults that should be able to control themselves long enough that y'all can have a damn conversation. I mean, we are used to reunions. We are used to reunions and people acting silly and simple. But at the end of the day, we're dealing with adults. At least we supposed to be. Now, towards the end of the episode, they done brought Kaylin on. Kaylin. And once again, we had to revisit the situation down to the brunch. I still feel the way I feel about the situation at the brunch. I still feel like she was using her white woman tears and her white woman privilege in that moment. But I still feel like Marie acted bad. I do. I mean, I still feel the way I feel. And that is where we found out that Kaylin was the one who went to the blogs, who said, listen, based on some things, because they asked her about the comment where she said, Marie, you're a nothing or you're a nobody. Well, do you feel differently now? Do you take that back? And she was like, hell no, because based on what I know about Marie, that's how I feel. I said it and I meant it. And so then it was like, well, what do you know about Marie? And she was like, you know what? I'd rather not say. I ain't trying to put her out there on national television. Just know that I know that she know that I know that we know. And so then Marie was like, well, hell, it was already in the blogs. You might as well go ahead and say what it is that you think you know about me. She was like, I ain't really trying to get into all of that. And baby, that's where the episode ended. So listen, bravo to the editing, because I'm coming back next week to see what the hell that was. Even though I'm sure I probably read it. People probably sent me the links. I saw some live videos of people saying stuff about Marie. But you know what? I don't even have no sympathy for Marie. You know why? Because Marie, you have a badass attitude and you have a nasty disposition and you have no self-reflection. You have no way of looking at a scenario and seeing where you play any part and what you get. I do feel sorry on these reality shows where people go on these reality shows and sometimes, long lost relatives, deep dark secrets and all that other stuff comes out. But with you, Miss Marie, not so much. Not so much. Anyway, that was part 1 of the reunion. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.